What makes a good life? When I first read the topic, I went completely blank. Because up till this point in my life, I've never really thought, what are the factors, what's driving my life to being so great? So, I did what any other teenager who doesn't have an answer to a question does. I went over to my laptop, opened Google, and started searching. And midway through that search, I completely stopped. And I thought to myself, when I'm surrounded by people of every age category, then why am I referring to a computer-coded search engine about life? So I decided, you know what, I'll conduct a little experiment. I was going to ask 4 age categories 2 questions. 1, if they were living a good life, and 2, if they were or if they weren't, what would make their life better? It took me 2 weeks, but I finally got the results. The children said they were living the greatest life possible. They ate their favorite foods, watched their favorite shows, and met their friends in school. Life is great. The teenagers, on the other hand, had a rather gloomy approach. They believed they weren't living the best life, and what would make their life certainly better would be money. The middle-aged working people had the exact same thought. They said if they had more and more money, they would be living such a lavish and happy life. And I thought, all right, then that should be it. Money should be the key to living a good life. But it wasn't sitting well with me. I thought, really, is a tangible man-made concept such as money, is that really the key to living a good life? Sure, it may be one part of it, but is that the entire thing? Is that the only thing we have? Then I remembered, I still haven't checked the final set of results. And as I was going through it, everything became crystal clear. The final set of results was from those people who've already retired. And I believe that's the most accurate that I can get to, because those who've already retired have the most experience as compared to the other 3. And there I had the answer to what makes a good life. It's as simple as happiness. But it doesn't end there. Happiness comes with something else. It's a triangle, you see. So the base of that triangle starts with good relationships. With your family, with your peers, with your colleagues, it doesn't matter, with everyone. Because when you have positive people in your life, you'll feel positive about yourself. After good relations comes level 2. What is level 2? It's the most important thing, the pivot of this triangle. It's self-actualization. You might be wondering, what is self-actualization? It's when you realize and when you truly appreciate everything that you've done in your life. That's when you think, yes, I am enough. I've done enough and I've done good. And that's when you start feeling good about yourself. And when you start feeling good about yourself, you feel happy. And that's the third and final stage of that triangle, happiness. When you are feeling happy, you're bound to say that you are, in fact, living a great life. I would like to conclude by sharing a thought that came to me while I was preparing for this topic. So, when I was told that I'm going to be the deputy head boy of this year, I won't lie, I was initially a bit disappointed. Like, I was so close to conquering it all, but the final step, I just couldn't get over it. I didn't go all the way. And that initial disappointment faded as soon as it came. Why, you may ask? Because I stopped looking at that one step that I couldn't go up. And I looked at the entire ladder that I did manage to climb. And when you look at it from that perspective, I realize how high I am already without that final step. And when you start thinking like that, you'll feel good about yourself. And your entire way of thinking about life changes. Ladies and gentlemen, life is a race. I don't disagree. Each and every one of us is running in this race. I don't disagree. But everyone is running in the race because they feel that there's a certain point in life which is called the end, at which endless riches and eternal happiness lies, and that's what everyone should work towards in their entire life, I don't think I agree with that much. I feel that we should all run this race. I'm running this race, you guys are running this race, but in this race, we need to stop for a moment. Stop for a moment and just look back. Look back and see how much distance you've covered from the time that you started till where you are now. Only then will you see the good relationships that you've made along the way. Only then will you actually realize the magnitude of what you've done, what you've achieved. And when you realize what you've done and what you've achieved and that you're good enough, you'll stop thinking that you have to be compared to those above you. No, you are good enough. You don't have to be compared to everyone above you, because then you'll constantly be thriving and be under frustration that you aren't good enough. When you do that, you'll feel self-actualized. When you do that, you'll finally feel happy. And only when you get to that point can you come back to my experimental questionnaire, look at it firmly, and answer, yes, I have and I am living a great life. My name is Zain Khan. Thank you all for listening.